You want to see something cool? Look at this. So I'm right here at Gamescom, and indeed Tychus has just been announced. Now, I have to warn you in advance, I have never played a game with Tychus before, and while I've been talking a lot to Monk, one of the lead designers on this co-op commander, I've got a vague idea on how this hero plays, but I've obviously never played him before. So what we're going to do, first and foremost, is look through the info section right here, all of the units, and then also the upgrades. And then secondly, I'm going to be playing a game of co-op together with Winter, who is right now on my right-hand side, and we're both going to be streaming here for the entirety of the week. So what they've done is they've put him at level 15, which hopefully is not going to be too tricky. I can imagine that it's going to be a little bit complicated initially, because I obviously haven't leveled him up or whatever, but regardless, let's have a look. So Tychus, obviously he's a legendary outlaw. He's recommended for experienced players. You recruit a band of legendary outlaws, and you purchase gear to upgrade their abilities. So what Monk told me so far is that what he told me so far is that apparently Tychus sort of plays with him as a main hero, and then you recruit additional outlaws up to a group of 5 in total, and that includes Tychus. Apparently you've got like 8 different commanders to choose between, and then you're actually going to be just recruiting a couple of them, and they all have different abilities, and basically whenever you face different opponents, obviously you're going to have to adjust your band of outlaws, I suppose. And apparently all of the resources that you actually mine are going to be spent on upgrading their gear, which I think is pretty cool. I think that's pretty awesome. Thank you very much, Dreklon rather, for the resub. So I'm kind of curious. So I think this is his band of outlaws right here. So we have Tychus himself. Then there is Miles Blaze Lewis, one of the muscle, adept at dealing with masses of weak ground units, and he can use a skill called Oil Spill. Yeah, I'm gonna show all of it in just a second. Thank you very much. We have Kev Rattlesnake West, one of the muscle, adept at supporting friendly units and dealing with armored ground units, can use deploy Replenisher. So I think this is gonna be a really good like medic sort of unit that I can definitely use to just make things a little bit easier. Then we have Nux, one of the fixers, adept at dealing with masses of enemies, units, and waves. Can use ultrasonic pulse and can be upgraded to be a detector. Okay, so that might also be very useful. We have Lieutenant Lena Nikara, one of the fixers, adept at healing friendly units and preventing damage. Can use restorative burst. Can be upgraded to be a detector. So a couple of these can be upgraded to be a detector, okay? We have an auto turret, automated defensive structure, can attack ground and air units, and is also a detector. We have James Sirius Sykes, one of the guns, adept at deploying turrets and imbuing himself, or both himself and his turrets with special abilities. Can use deploy Warhound turret. Crooked Sam, one of the guns, adept at dealing heavy damage against individual targets and can use demolition charts. We have Rob Cannonball Boswell, one of the muscle, adept at taking damage and dealing it back, can use heavy impact. And then we have Vega, one of the fixers, adept at taking control of enemy units, can use dominate and can be upgraded to be a detector. Okay, so I'm pretty sure there's like several different, I guess, classes or like functions that these different units have. And we can only construct 4 of them, or we can only make 4 of them. Now, there's a lot of different upgrades. I'm going to just mouse over a couple of them. The reason is I don't really want to spoil myself all too much. There's probably a lot of cool upgrades here, but since obviously he's going to be available on the live version of the game at some point in the future as well, I kind of always enjoy just simply leveling him up by myself and just finding out where the upgrades are. But the first one that everyone gets at level 1, just like all times. Tychus has a 100 supply maximum and can recruit legendary outlaws from Joey Ray's bar. Heroic units. When an outlaw is killed, they escape death and can be recruited again from the bar. We have More the Merrier, unlocks the ability to recruit a 5th outlaw. There's Odin, unlocks the ability to cool down the Odin. Basically, there's a whole bunch of cool upgrades. I'll go ahead, I'm not going to read them myself. I'm just going to mouse over them in case you want to like pause and, you know, take screenshots or whatever. I'm just going to mouse over all of them. I just don't want to spoil myself yet, so I'm just going to go over all of them so you can have a look if you really want to. And I think that should be the last one. All right. As far as the masteries go, there is Tychus attack speed, the Tychus Shredder Grenade cooldown, the Tri-Outlaw Research improvement, Outlaw availability, as well as Medic pickup cooldown and Odin cooldown. None of these things really say anything to me, okay? I don't really know exactly what to expect. Regardless, though, can we... Yo, Winter. Winter. Can you set it to brutal? Yeah, brutal? No, we're not gonna play. We're not gonna play low level. You kidding me? Yeah, brutal. That's where we're at. It's time to ready up. It's time to give Tychus a try. Oh, really? Oh, okay. That's wonderful. We get sight of Amon. Easily the hardest map, on the hardest difficulty, on a commander I've never played. So this is gonna be wonderful. I don't see what could possibly go wrong. So apparently my account is called Pablo. Hello, I'm Pablo now, and I'm playing together with Test Account.
Not enough minerals.
Is that Joey Ray's bar? Oh my God, it is Joey Ray's bar. Hello, I'm Pablo. Do I not heal Larek? Wait, why is Winter called Winter all of a sudden? He was called Test Account just a second ago. I guess the sound might just be a little low. That's okay. Alright, so apparently right now we have Tychus Finley spawning. He's one of the guns adept at all aspects of combat that can use a shredder grenade. So one of the things that I thought was quite interesting is that apparently you don't actually have to hotkey them necessarily. This is one of the things that Monk, the lead co-op designer, pointed out to me. He's like, no, you don't actually need the hotkey. You just sort of need to have one hotkey, and all of the abilities seem to overlap. So it's a pretty cool thing that I've never really quite experienced before. I don't think they've really done that before in SC2, if I understand it correctly. Guess we'll see it in just a sec. Now, one of the things that people were a little bit curious about is obviously the fact that Tychus is technically the first commander in StarCraft 2's co-op who is not actually alive. This is one of the things that I was actually personally curious about, and actually we'll be able to do an interview with Monk at a later time as well. I'm curious to hear his thoughts, but pretty much all of the co-op commanders that we have right now are alive before the StarCraft 2 epilogue. So I'm quite curious to see how this is going to play out. Anyway, so I need a gunslinger's hideout. I can make engineering's base. Let's go ahead and make some of those. What is a gunslinger's hideout? Okay. So I need those. I've got a muscle armory, a fixer safe house, and a medevac platform. You know what? I'm just going to make all of these.
Our allies not enough minerals.
Should I do that?
Not enough minerals.
I think the build that we're using has really low audio. All right, here we go. So he's got an ability called the Shredder Grenade and a whole bunch of upgrades that we have not unlocked yet. He seems pretty... Oh, yeah, no, he seems pretty good. He seems all right.
Not enough minerals.
He seems decent. Let's go ahead and... Oh, my God, we have so many upgrades. The ITC increases the attack speed, sure.
Our allies
I got to be careful, though. Obviously, right now, I'm still going to have to read a lot, right? But attack speed sounds good.
Are being attacked.
Oh, God, we have a whole lot of dudes showing up over here. Yo, Tychus, make your way back. Make your way downtown. Walking fast. Kill him. Ooh, Tychus pretty good. Tychus pretty decent. Obviously, by the way, I shouldn't really go over there yet. Okay, so I guess we're also going to just simply get all of these upgrades. Now, let's have a look. So the first structure I made, yeah, look at that. I can get a lot of upgrades in these structures to essentially purchase additional armor for Tychus, which is pretty cool. And I think I should probably also go ahead and unlock another one of these dudes, another one of these commanders. So I saw the one that was a healer. I'm not entirely sure who that was. Is that Rattlesnake? I think so. Yeah, he can deploy a replenisher. That seems really cool.
Not enough.
So let's go ahead and deploy Kev Rattlesnake. Oh, he comes out immediately? Oh, sick.
Complete.
All right. So right now in the bottom right-hand corner, there's a new ability that showed up called Revitalizer. Yeah, okay. And you can also see at the top of the screen who's currently active for me. Okay, that's very good. All right. Let's go ahead and I'm just going to get all the upgrades I can find, basically. All right. Yeah, okay, so the different structures correspond with the different types of heroes.
Not enough.
And we're going to be able to upgrade them to make those heroes stronger. I think initially, though, it makes sense to just get most of the heroes unlocked, right? Yeah, so look, I don't actually need to like switch my hotkeys up. I don't need to switch between Rattlesnake and Tychus right now. All of the abilities are available just like that. And the top bar is also animated, actually. Yeah, I've never seen that before either. So does that help out Kerrigan? I think so. Yeah, so these are all for Mr. Rattlesnake over here. And they actually purges instantly. So there's like no cooldown on it. And obviously, by the way, we're playing like a preview build. This is not the final version of the game yet. And, you know, that's obviously something to keep in mind here. I can replaces the Odin's barrage ability with the more powerful big red button. Alright, get it. Just get all of it. Alright. Now, we do have to escort that bonus objective here in just a second as well. I kind of just want to get all of the upgrades if I can. But that's cool, though. I was wondering initially where we were going to spend our resources. I think most of it is just simply going to be spent right here on upgrades for these commanders. It's going to take a little while, though, to figure out what's going to be the most optimal strategy and what, like, the best way of playing this kind of commander is, right? That's going to just be... That's going to be something that we'll figure out mostly while leveling. Every single time there's been a new commander available, I've basically played him for, like, 10 hours straight. To not only get him to the max level, but also to make sure that we know all of the different units and upgrades and whatnot. I could even go ahead and split up my my units as well, though. Right, this one seems to be okay. Ooh, gotta be careful. So, for example, does this stack? That's one of the things I'm curious about. If I put a couple of these replenishers down, is that gonna stack? Anyway, let's go ahead and get another one. I'm gonna go ahead and pick up... I don't know, we probably need one of them that can be upgraded to a detector, right? Adept at dealing with masses of units and waves. Nux. I can only have a couple of them, but I do have the third one available now. I also have an ability right here called Medivac Pickup. I think that's from the structure that I unlocked earlier. Let's give that a try in just a little bit. From what I understand, from what I've seen so far, I can use that. Oh, let's try that thing out as well. Oh, okay, so it's like an ability I can throw up like that. Oh, okay, cool. But from what I understand, I can basically use that as like a transportation method. It feels a little similar to the way that Nova plays. Okay, let's go ahead and get an expansion going over here as well. Cool. So there we go. So we've destroyed another one of the slivers right now. Let's go ahead and continue the upgrades. And I think I'm going to go ahead and pick up the secret stash stim-pack as well. So most of these abilities actually seem to be kind of straightforward, right? There's not like, oh, and now I actually got another one. Oh, sick. I should probably upgrade Tychus himself too. But if I understand correctly, I can really change the playstyle here a lot compared to a lot of the other commanders out there, right? A lot of the other commanders do have several different ways you can play them out, but this is pretty cool. Yeah, so I can tab in between here to see which upgrades I have and which ones I don't. But a lot of it is pretty much automated. That's nice, though. Makes life a little easier. All right, so let's go ahead and start making some SCVs over for my expansion. And let's just try out this thing, okay? This is a terrible idea, guys. Don't do this at home. So I picked up the Medivac. Okay, that's exactly it. And they're actually going to be cloaked for a little bit, too. Yeah, that's really cool, though. You can get a really, like, large variety of units. And with that, a really different playstyle every time. You might want to try out all of them and, like, decide what kind of strategy is best for each mission and each opponent. That's nice, though. That's really cool. So if there's, like, a whole lot of different specialists, right, and I can pick between the different ones, I can obviously try out a really big, you know, variety of upgrades and whatnot as well. All right, let's just get a couple of them. I'm a little curious if there's gonna be like one superior setup though. Look at that. Tychus decreases the armor of their targets by 5. Oh my god, that's insane. Increases the damage of the shredder grenades to 125. I don't think I need this much gas though. I seem to have quite a lot of gas already. I can even get another one. Like, for example, is it better right now to maximize the amount of heroes that I have, or should I focus on upgrades for my existing heroes? That's gonna be something I will have to try out. Anyway, I'll go ahead and defend over here. don't even know what that does, to be honest with you. I bought Nux. He looks cool. So far, though, I feel like I just need more damage output. So let's get another one of these. Crooked Sam. He's literally a Reaper. He's got an ability called Demolition Charge. Marks a target, dealing 500 damage after 5 seconds. Holds a bunch of charges. Cool, so that's basically to deal with all of the big, scary dudes that we might have to fight against.
Not enough. Allies are being attacked.
Okay. So wait, maybe I should... Oh no. That's not good, guys. That sucks. So sadly, we ended up losing the bonus objective there, but it's okay. Should I try out the Odin? Woo! The big red button. Okay, let's go over to the next objective. I want to try what this big red button does. I've got a feeling I know what it does, but... Oh, he shoots the nuke directly from it. Okay, that's pretty good. And this lasts forever as well. It lasts a really long time. Considering this is the hardest map, right, and we have never played this commander before, I feel like we're doing a decent job. I think it's widely considered to be the hardest map anyway. Alright, let's go ahead and get some more upgrades over here, and we'll also pick up, I guess, more upgrades right here for our main man, Tychus. Sliver needs to go down within the next 2 minutes. We can just nuke it. There we go, very good. He seems very, very powerful. In my initial impressions so far, it looks like Tychus is really powerful. But I love the, I guess, the small group of heroes, right? It's a cool little idea. I thought for a second when they first announced it that it would be a lot more similar to, for example, Nova, but it's not quite the same. Nova still obviously makes units. These are very much so outlaws, right? So I've got a new ability now, Oil Spill. Douses enemies in oil, reducing attack and... Okay. So I think that's from Blaze, the 5th and final hero that I just unlocked. So it's kind of like playing a MOBA inside of StarCraft 2, which is pretty cool. Does that work? Oh yeah, I can use that on the minimap too, although I kind of missed. So what happens actually when they die? I'm not sure. It does seem, though, like you want to group these dudes up as much as possible. But I love the fact that I don't need to, like, hotkey all of them individually. That's really cool. Let's go ahead and get that one as well. I can also get all of these upgrades right here for Blaze. And just, you know, we don't care about the bonus anymore. I wonder what happens if you go for, like, an army composition with just... damage dealers. So no real support. I don't know if it's superior or if it's going to be a really bad choice. Either way, here we go. Next objective point. Quite a lot of abilities here, though, to cast. Do I have a detector, actually? Did I get one of the... I'm pretty sure... Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did get... Man, I got so many upgrades to get. So I can get the upgrades as well of heroes that I don't have, right? Which does make it important to remember what, what heroes you actually decided to go with. Alright, good. So I'm just about maxed out. Can I get another one? No, I cannot get another one right now. Oh, okay. So the medevac pickup station is from the... Okay, cool. I'm just going to get all of it. I'm on my own.
New subscriber
Alright.
detected.
Alright. It's about time. Thank you, HM, for the love. Let's see how much damage we can do. Nuke, coming up. The funny thing is that I'm not even like optimized as far as this strategy goes, right? So he throws oil and I think it like increases damage output or something. I keep trying to individually click units, but there's no reason why I need to do that. I should just not do that at all. Cleaning all of it up slowly but surely. We've got a lot of money actually right now too. Let's just continue upgrading here. Actually, let's just cancel those, and we'll just pick those up. I should have actually gotten the gases there. Okay, so that's important to note. Ally is currently getting rid of the bonus object, or rather the attack wave that's coming towards our area. It's okay. Let's go ahead and nuke down the sliver. Can we keep Blaze alive? Sadly, Blaze just barely does not make it. I'm gonna have to back up. Well, I guess this does give us the option right now to figure out what happens if you have one of them lose. Okay, yeah, so you're not gonna be able to remake the army, or rather, you're not gonna be able to remax with different heroes. You're basically now stuck on the ones you decide to go with, which I guess is fair enough. And maybe actually I misspoke earlier. I'm pretty sure the commanders you pick are the only ones you can actually upgrade. Like maybe that only unlocks actually when you've got 5 of them or something. Not that sure. Yeah, overall the quality changes have been really solid now. It's a little tricky to solo the final objective. I might want to wait for just a little bit. Let me go ahead and once again medivac some of them and Nova them back. So right now they're actually cloaked, which seems a little crazy too. That stun there from Tychus is ridiculously strong. Okay, Tychus is a little vulnerable though. Yo guys, don't. Just don't. I don't think I actually picked enough damage dealing heroes. Alright. Okay, let's get that one.
Complete.
Let us get these two here too. And I think I still have a couple of different ones to pick up. But obviously right now it's kind of overwhelming because I've got a ton of different units and a ton of different abilities. But when actually leveling up, you will not start with that many units. It'll be quite a bit more straightforward. There's probably a correct order as well in which to use units, which I'm not doing right now. Tychus' damage is insane. Alright, let's pick up these things over here, and then also the rift. The rift is kind of painful. Okay, let's get that one. And I think we can now start hitting the main objective point. Well, they do get stunned from those abilities too. Okay, that's good to know. Let's just hit it. Let's just hit it. I don't know if it's worth like moving out of the way for that kind of stuff. I do have to be a little careful. We still have 3 minutes remaining. There's actually a lot of army over there that we did not quite kill yet, and there's a lot of additional slivers spawning here as well. Get it? Trying to, at least. Winter, by the way, is mostly just AFK in our base right now. When he said he was gonna leave me all by myself, and I said, hell, it's about time. We weren't kidding. All right, perfect. So I probably could have done that a little bit quicker. If I just simply right-clicked earlier into the game. Well, we did successfully obtain the victory here. Yeah, if I would have saved the big red button, and maybe actually it was already once again available there in the end, I'm pretty sure I would have been able to just nuke it to the victory. But Pablo is successful. All right, so that's a first look right here at Odin. Now, obviously, what I'm going to do is try this hero out a lot more over the next couple of days. I'm going to be at Gamescom the entirety of the week. I'm going to be here the entire week. And considering this is like the first time playing, this is not bad at all. I feel like we did a pretty good job. But I'm going to be here the whole week. I'm going to try out a wide variety of upgrades as well as units. And, you know, to figure out what I enjoy the most. We might even want to try out some of the mastery points as well. But a long story short, once I figure out how to optimally play this hero, or once I figure out when they release him in the actual game and I can actually level him up by myself and obviously level one upgrade at a time, I definitely will, you know, make another video and another, you know, bunch of live streaming content as well, figuring out when and what the most efficient setups for Tychus are going to be. So far though, I gotta say, he seems really powerful, maybe even more powerful than other commanders at level 15. I guess most of them are really strong, but I seem to have really no issues there on my very first attempt with countering the final objective on Site of Aemon, which really is the hardest map in the current co-op map pool. So far I feel like we're doing a pretty good job.